boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there's 159 days until Christmas 2024. Oh boy. And this season of The Acolyte has come to its conclusion. So today, we're going to allow you to come in and tell us your thoughts about the season. What did you like? What did you not like? Is there anything that you liked? Was there anything that you didn't like? And what was that? Would you look forward to a season 2? And if not, then what else would you like to see? Just for a point of reference, we've got Ahsoka season 2 in the works, Andor season 2 is basically done, and we have Skeleton Crew coming up here at the end of the year. Once those 3 get past, more episodes, more seasons of Ahsoka. Is there another series, live action series, that maybe you would like to see? Whatever it is that's on your mind, we have these conversations. And for those of you who are channel supporters, we allow you to come on the show. And if you support us as a YouTube member, our members have a link on YouTube. If you look on the community tab, you can find the link to join today's show. Also, if you're one of our patrons, you know, and Patreon is the best way you can support this channel. Patreon is a fantastic vehicle for supporting content creators. And if you'd like to support the channel, or maybe join a show like this one day, you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. And it helps the channel tremendously. And you also, as Jedi Mike put, you get the Patreon $1 super chats. You know, that's the way that you can get your, and he says, $1 super chat today. So I'm going to log into Patreon. And what we do, we have a pinned message on Patreon where you can post a question, topic, subject, whatever you want on there. And if it is appropriate, if it's on topic, we may put it on one of our shows. So it's like, instead of putting a $5 super chat in here, $10 super chat, which those are wonderful, absolutely great. You could just do a $1 for an entire month, and it's unlimited super chats. You can put in as many as you want, and you can find those. That is pinned on the homepage, as well as we have those. We have different channels where you can find pinned messages, and you can find them there too. So the priority goes to our patrons who post those super chats, and those are things that we will bring up on the channel. Maybe you got a show idea, something, put those there. All right. So that's the setup. That's the discussion. And as Jedi Mike noted, you can put in, there's some commands like Discord. This is the Discord is, I'm active in there every single day. And we post all kinds of different content, Star Wars, mostly, of course. But we also have things in there for Game of Thrones or DC or Marvel, comics, collectors, toys, all of it. It's all there in Discord. So if you find our Discord, we're very active there every single day. And then, of course, YouTube, all of you who are channel supporters. So appreciate all of that support. Additionally, we have a Zoom call once a month. So not only do you get access to the $1 super chats that allows you unlimited super chats, you get access to these streams, and we have a monthly Zoom meeting where you can call in and we just hang out and we talk about things. And we have a good time in those discussions as well. All right. So we do have a couple of folks here to talk about the Acolyte, to talk about this season, talk about whatever it is that's on their minds. And first up, we've got Brent from over in Missouri. How you doing today, Brent?
I'm doing pretty good, Star Wars Santa.
Thank you so much. So what are your thoughts? What do you think about the Acolyte?
I like it. I like the acting. I like the fight choreography. There's very little I don't like about the Acolyte. I've enjoyed the series from the beginning. And
Excellent.
And
do you have a favorite character?
Let's see. I think Soul was. I like Soul a lot. Ocean and May are kind of interesting characters, and Chimera is a good bad guy.
He is. He is a really good bad guy. Another question: would you like to see more seasons of the Acolyte?
Yes, I would like to see a second and a third season.
Excellent. Me too.
With more Plagueis and more Yoda.
More Plagueis. Okay, good. So let me just build on that. So we saw a brief glimpse of Plagueis in a cave. If we're given a season 2, and you know that in the prequels they were like the Sith have been extinct for 1,000 years, or for millennia. How do you include Plagueis in a show without breaking that line?
Just have him be in the background, not ever revealing himself to anyone but Chimera or any other Sith acolytes, whatever.
Excellent. Yeah, I think there's things they could do there. Have you read the Plagueis novel?
No, I have not actually.
Okay, well that's fine. In the Plagueis novel, you see where, in the prequels, Palpatine is a politician, right?
Yeah.
And what Plagueis was doing was he was kind of funding different politicians and different things to gain influence, to gain favor for Palpatine to get to power. And
right.
So he was able, Plagueis, in fact, there's a scene in the prequel trilogy that overlaps with the Plagueis novel where he
I'm aware of that.
there. Yeah. So you could absolutely do it. Yeah, sure. What else? Anything else?
Well, I like I think that it'll be nice if in season 2 or the end of season 3, Ocean and May both turn back to the light side, and then like was suggested earlier by someone, they stay on the planet together of Brendock.
Yeah, I would like that too.
Yeah.
I saw somebody ask the question, like, who were the protagonists in the show and who were the antagonists? So who were you rooting for, and who were the problematic characters? And for me, anyway, you already mentioned the protagonists of the show were Soul, Osha, and May. And the antagonist was definitely Chimera. Same? Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think if we continued in a season 2, season 3, we could continue to see um, May learn from Chimere and or Osha learning from Chimere and May searching for them with
Yeah,
Vernestra, right? So Vernestra and May searching for Chimere and Osha, and you have a bit of a cat and mouse situation where maybe they get close to one another, and we follow their stories, and then you have Plagueis in the background, as you said, pulling the strings, right?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Anything else?
Well, you asked what I like to see in live action.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know,
What other show? Yeah.
I know that they say it's not going to happen, but I really like to see a Clone Wars, live action Clone Wars series. But
Oh,
another thing I like to see in live action is Hondo. I like to see Hondo in live action.
I would like to see him in live action as well. A lot of people talk about maybe Revan, like from Knights of the Old
Yeah,
Republic.
Revenant
Would you like
Basketball.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Excellent.
also a Han Solo series and a series about the handmaidens, Padme's handmaidens.
Oh, yeah, Padme's Handmaidens. There's a
Yeah,
really good follow up if you read those princess
yeah, I've
novels.
heard of that.
Right?
I've heard of those.
Yeah, they follow some of them, and they're included in some of the comics. Yeah, those would all be excellent. The like from the Han Solo series, I would presume you mean using Alden Ehrenreich from
Well, yeah, of course,
Solo.
and maybe you have another actor as he gets older.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, Brent, it was good to visit with you today. Thanks for joining. And
Actually, one more thing.
yeah,
Uh, you remember how in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny they deep faked a young Indy? They could do
yeah,
that with Han too.
they could. It makes the budget a little more, and I think Bob Iger's pulling back on budget a little bit. And it's
Uh,
one of the things about the Acolyte that gets a little bit of controversy as well. That
yeah.
the budget was kind of high. So yeah. So for folks that don't know, I know Brent. We've visited quite a while. For over a year, we've been in touch. We've had different Zoom calls together, and it's nice to finally get you on a live stream, Brent, and get a visit with you. Have a wonderful day, my friend. Thanks. Bye
Ciao.
bye. All right. Hey, I have another friend, an absolute gem, Gray. Thank you so much for joining today. And I know you and you're a reader, right? Is that fair to say?
Yes. Well, I listen to my books on Audible, but
Sure.
same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing. And you have kept up with the entire High Republic series?
No, I am behind in the High Republic. I started it. I got through the first part of it. I just purchased all the second ones, and I'm going to start those.
Excellent. Excellent. And so you're familiar with Vernestra, and
Yes,
when you went on a little rant with me, and I shared much of that yesterday in my live stream.
I heard.
I'm
Yeah, I listen while I water my garden.
so I know you're also unhappy about the inclusion of Vernestra, or at least the version of Vernestra that they brought into the show.
Yeah, they could have used anybody else, a new character. I'm not quite sure why they had to butcher a character's arc to be in that show.
I'm with you 100%. Like, oh, why? Why did they do that? I just don't get it. But so what are your thoughts on the Acolyte as a whole?
Okay, so I enjoyed the show. I have many gripes, but lots of praise. So I enjoyed the story. A couple things I didn't get, like Vanessa Rowe. I didn't quite understand why the Kylo Ren theme was played.
Me
It
neither.
really just didn't tie in.
Yeah.
It needed more episodes. The 8-episode storytelling I don't think works for Star Wars in general. just at all. I don't think it worked in Ahsoka. I don't think it worked in Acolyte. I don't think it works. And
I agree.
so there's not enough time to bond with the characters. A couple other things. I do not like the same actor or actress playing two characters. There's got to be twin actors and actresses in acting. There's got to be twins somewhere. I don't see how when they're juveniles, they look totally different, and then they're identical when they're adults. I don't think that was laid out correctly. It bugged me.
Yeah,
um,
but it's not the first time, nor will it be the last time we get that situation, right? Like,
yeah,
and they
they could
always
have
do
just
it.
been. Sorry,
No,
I think
I'm
there's
just
a
saying.
delay.
I think they did a pretty good job for what they did. Right? You can obviously see it's one actress playing both roles, but like when they were doing the fight scene, they did a good job of swapping them out and interlacing that with their stunt doubles.
Excellent. They did an excellent job. The fight scenes were the best fight scenes in all of Star Wars. I think it was absolutely amazing. I wish that they would have done that good in the Ahsoka series. I found the Ahsoka fight series very poor, and so the Acolyte just stood out from all movies, everything. The only thing that rivals that was season 7 of Clone Wars, and it's
Oh,
animated.
yes, I think we're on the same page. The Ahsoka Mall fight scene in season
Oh
7.
man.
Oh man, yeah.
And that was not just cool because it was animated. Those were people in the caption suit. So people actually acted that out. So I don't quite understand how that could have been so cool with actual actors and actresses. And then in the Ahsoka series, it was lame, in general.
Tell us how you really feel. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. So would you like to see more seasons of the Acolyte, or you think
100%.
Yeah,
100% would like to see a season 2. I got left with more questions and answers. I loved Chimere. I thought he was amazing. Soul, I loved him too. He was amazing. There was just a couple gripes about that show, but I think it was a wonderful addition to Star Wars.
yeah, I agree with you. I absolutely want a second season, and I know also, and I just want to get your words, not speaking for you. Osha Mir, tell me your thoughts.
I'm fine with that because obviously they're dark side, and that seems to fit the whole dark side theme. I don't need to see them bonding or making out or anything like that. But the implication of it is fine to me. I don't have any issues with it.
Yeah, I was really concerned about taking Osha's character to the dark side and her turning evil.
I
But
dislike that in every way, shape, and form.
yeah, me too. I think the way that they executed it, I can live with it. All right, I'm not thrilled with it. Certainly not happy with it, but I can accept where the story is being laid out in the justification that the Jedi killed your mom. They're going to be scared of your power. They'll come kill you too. And she's acting out of the rage and fear and all of this that she's been holding on to her whole life. I would like to see that resolved and in some way, but I don't know. It's there's more
I
to
totally
tell.
agree. But I'm not really into dark side anybody or bad guys. I love good bad guys. Like if they're just so awful, you're like, I can't stand that person in every way, shape, or form. Great actor. Love it. But it's just not my cup of tea. I think that if we had more episodes and a chance to get to know these characters better, it might have like hit different. But
Mhm.
everything was just wham bam boom, move on to the next thing. And then there was a lot of just staring into the void or contemplating their feelings when that's not what we needed in such a fast paced show. 8 episodes, you have to get this story across, but yet they paused on things that just didn't need to be paused on, and then didn't explain things that needed to be explained.
Right. I agree with you. There's one big question that I have, and that I can't live without knowing the answer in one shape or another, is who is Chimere to Vernestra? We don't know. Like,
Well, I think she said he was a Padawan.
yeah, he was a student, but what's like what? I want to know like who. Like, and I think they said Chimere is not his real name. That's his Darth name, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that definitely needed a flashback.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
needed a flashback.
I want to know, what happened. And another question I have is, the scars on his back, are those from like force lightning from Plagueis punishing him, or are those from some incident that happened with Vernestra and her light whip?
See, I don't even know if he knows Plagueis is there. Is Plagueis just skulking in the background watching, or was Chimere an apprentice of Plagueis? Did Chimere know that he was there? That was left so open. Like Leslie Headland said that this was going to be all, like if it ended with one season, it would be okay. But no, it is not. You did not end it well with one season. You left it
Right.
for a season 2. If we don't
Right.
get a season 2, I could say I would be more unhappy with the show. But if we do get a season 2, okay, I can go with that.
I agree with you. And I think they did the same thing with Ahsoka, right? Where Ahsoka ended.
100%.
Yeah, that wasn't the
100%.
end, not even close to the end. And then they tease like, well, season 2 hasn't been, approved yet. They haven't. You're like, what do you mean it hasn't been approved? We didn't finish the story. You just told half of it, or maybe
And
not
that's
even
my
half.
issue. I feel that with Boba Fett, Ahsoka, now the Acolyte. I think Obi-Wan, they rounded that up really well, which I loved the Obi-Wan series. I know a lot of people didn't. I loved it. And to
Yeah.
me, that's the only one that was like, it stood alone.
Yeah. I agree. I think Ahsoka is the worst case, where that is basically the intro to a series, and now we need to see the rest of the series. And then with the Acolyte, I feel the same way. And let me ask another question, and Brent answered this as well. After all this, if you were to get to greenlight a live action series of some sort, what would you want?
I don't even have to think about this one. The flashbacks of Ahsoka, the show Ahsoka with Anakin and young Ahsoka in the Clone Wars. I need that.
Oh,
That's what I need. I love that girl who played Ahsoka. She's so much more Ahsoka than Rosario Dawson. I didn't like Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka, and I'm obsessed with Ahsoka. I have so much Ahsoka stuff, it's ridiculous. And I
I
was
know.
so let down by her performance. I just was like, and I love Rosario Dawson, like in all the Marvel Netflix stuff, love her. I just don't, I didn't bond with it. The makeup, all the characters are great. Hera, everybody was great except her.
No, I follow along, and I think that we're not alone, right? I think that young actress that played Ahsoka did two things. One, she just performed the role fantastically.
Beautifully.
Second, it really shows, like in animation, I always knew Ahsoka was young, right? Really young. And especially at the beginning when she's wearing the halter tops and stuff, you're like, that's a little girl. And,
I know.
And you see her grow up, you're like, okay. But seeing the live action child in war, like, we're in full out war, was a little jarring to me in a good way.
For sure.
Yeah.
It makes sense on why her character is the way. It's why the Jedi are the way they are. The young ones that grew up in war, like, Anakin was pretty young, and to be in that, atmosphere is going to make you different than what you would have been without it.
Yeah, yeah, and
You're going to
it
be
shows. There was a line in the Acolyte where they're talking about Chimera killing the younger Padawan. He's like, "Well, you brought her. You know, there's a point to be made there. I mean, yeah, why are you bringing
that was
children?
actually super sad. Jackie was like the highlight of that show.
Yeah,
Of everybody in that show, I thought she was amazing. She like fought Chimera and did better than all the other Jedi except Soul.
except Soul. Yeah. Well, great. It's been great visiting with you, and thank you
Yes.
again for the birthday gift. I
Oh,
really
you're very
appreciate
welcome.
it. It's great. Anything else before I let you go?
Nope, that was everything on my end. It was
Well, I
wonderful
love you.
visiting.
I love you so much. I've missed you. It's great to have you back and to be in touch. Take care.
Same with you, Santa. You have a wonderful stream.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. All right. So we go from, really lovely, absolutely beautiful person to this knucklehead. You know, I have to put up with this guy from time to time. And then he has me come on his show and, hazes me. It's all good. You're muted. Nope. We got nothing. He's still playing with those AirPods. I got nothing. Okay. I think nope. Can't hear you. Yeah. You're going to have to contact the Verizon guy. Can you hear me now? No, we got nothing. I think what we'll do is we'll have Nerd Mafia drop out and drop back in. So that's what he did before the stream when we were just touching base. He lost his audio. He had to disconnect and then reconnect. So I'll watch for him to reconnect and we'll get him back here in a minute. Oh my goodness, you guys. So good. And Jedi Mike has been in the chat. I know Jedi Mike's in San Francisco. At least that's where it looked like. I saw some pictures. He's not able to join us today. He's out and about doing, living his best life. And good friend Jedi Mike, he's normally with us on these Guardians of the Wheels live streams, community chats. Again, all of you, if you would like to join, the link for our supporters is in Patreon and also YouTube under the community stream. So,
anything now? You good?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
I can.
All right. Damn Streamlabs, man. So, how you doing today?
I'm doing better than you.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Good to see you again.
Let me ask you something. With all the awesome news we got from Marvel in the past 24 hours, how do you actually feel about the state of Star Wars?
Well, I don't know anything about Marvel news in the last 24 hours, except that I saw Josh Lucas from Den of Nerds. He's losing his mind. So apparently it's good.
A lot of awesome news coming. Like X-Men versus Avengers, possibly. The Russo brothers are coming back on for Avengers 5 and 6. It's like all but confirmed. Oh my god. And then we got Star Wars. I was really thinking about it after I heard like some of the videos and just some of the other stuff out there. I'm like, what do we have to look forward to right now?
Well, that's a good question. What do we have to look forward to? So we know we've got Skeleton Crew coming up in the holiday season. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas is when it's supposed to start coming out. But I have my reservations about that. And for those of you who have been on my Zoom calls, you know what those are. So I have my reservations about Skeleton Crew. We'll see how it lands. And I'll put, because I heard Jason Ward talk about it on his stream. How have you enjoyed the child acting in Star Wars live action shows? I I know Gray and I just got done talking about the Ahsoka actress, but how do people feel about that young Leia or the young Osha and May? And think about that, and think about a live action series that is focused on the child actors. And how much confidence do you have that Lucasfilm will be able to pull it off, right?
I think the problem is though, like in what the story is lacking, it draws all our attention to the flaws constantly. You know, like I think, especially in the early parts of the Acolyte, it was a little bit slower. People were just finding things to nitpick because they just weren't finding a way to get into the story. I don't think it really started to pick up until Chimera just destroyed those Jedi on that planet. That's when like it really started getting a little bit more fun. But
yeah,
I don't know. That's kind of been the theme with most of the shows. It's just the story lacks and brings our attention to the flaws, you know?
Well, I think Gray mentioned it. The 8 episode format doesn't really do justice. Added to 30-minute time length, that you have so little time to tell the story, that what they're wanting to do through character development and allowing the story to mature runs out of time. And then you feel like part of it's rushed. You get a lot of unanswered questions. And I've mentioned this before. I think Lucasfilm marketing really let us down in advertising what this show is about.
Oh, absolutely. I was like, my imagination running wild when we talked about it. Like, I got excited because I thought it was going to really just focus on like a sibling like wanting to reattach to their sister that was taken from them and brought to the Jedi. You know, and they kind of made the Jedi out to be not like the heroes throughout the whole thing, but at the same time, like the darkness in the show was missing. You know, like it you leave off like kind of thinking that like Chimera's not such a bad guy. You know,
great actor, compelling character, but yeah. So would you like to see additional seasons of the Acolyte to let them develop the story, or you just like, nah, that's okay?
I mean, I'm not gonna whine about it if they do it. It wasn't like the worst show in the world. It just seemed like they couldn't really put their main focus on any one particular like idea. You know, like,
yeah.
Like, what does Chimera really want? Really, the whole thing was about he just wants a pupil? For what? What is he trying to do? Like, what's going on? You know?
Well, you say that about Chimera. I think that about Soul. When you're watching, like, when they're first on Brendock and they're, you know, the 16 years before, and he's out there saying, I really want a Padawan. I think that's what I need in my life.
Yeah, when I was watching it with my wife, and like they kept like hankering on that part, she's like, "What kind of pedo is this guy? Like, what's happening right now?"
Oh, and more than that, and Dara's like, "Dude, you ain't ready." And he's like, "But I think I am." You're like, "Except you're not." And the whole thing goes sideways because he's just convinced, I've got to have a Padawan. And even in the finale, he can't really own up to all the mistakes he made, because he's like, I did what I thought was best for you, Osha. And it's like, except, have you reflected on it even if for a second? Like, have you thought that maybe you were wrong? He seems to be like, well, he says, my only regret is I couldn't save you both. Well, how about killing her mom? You don't regret that? You don't like,
right?
That wasn't like.
It gets creepier when you think about Jackie pointing out that he has all these old pictures of her and stuff. And it's like,
I don't go there, but you make a point. You make a point. So you said, what do we have to be excited about? So Skeleton Crew, I don't know. Andor season 2, absolutely fantastic writing, but that show's not for everybody, is it? Like, some people are just like, It doesn't feel Star Warsy enough for me, or it's not what they're looking for. So we have those. Ahsoka season 2. Really excited about that.
Right.
To see that story continue, and I hope that it builds nicely and we get a nice resolution. I'm very anxious to see who they cast as Balin, and I'm hoping that story is compelling. Beyond that, animation. Ben asked, are there any rumors about the animated show that could be coming about? There are rumors. there are rumors. We know a couple of things. One thing we know, and Lucasfilm hasn't announced it, but I'm telling you, we know. So I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just telling you, put it in the bank. We're getting additional season of Tales of. Perhaps multiple seasons of Tales of, but for sure, at least one more season of Tales of. That's for sure happening. Then
Right.
Visions seems to be popular enough where they let these studios do their takes on Star Wars. Hopefully we get more of that. I think we're likely to, very likely to.
That's fun, but you're done with it in a day, not even like an hour or two,
Right. Both of those, right? Both of those are like not full-blown series.
And honestly, the second season wasn't really as memorable to me as the first one. Like,
well, different folks, different strokes, different folks. It's going to land differently, right? And I'm fine with that, right? Like you, not every story is one that captures me. And
but I mean, not even that. Like, just good or bad. I can almost like name you all the episodes from the first season. I don't even remember what the second season was. It just was. It wasn't there.
Of Tales of the Empire.
No, of Visions.
Of Visions. Oh. Yeah. So then we have what is the next animated series? Are there rumors? There are rumors, but they're all unsubstantiated. The biggest rumor, and Meg shared it in a video where she did an interview with the actress that voices Asajj Ventress, who said that there's something coming up she's been working on. And then Meg asks her about Quinlan Voss. Is he part of it? She wouldn't answer that. And Meg took that to be a yes. Like, you didn't say no, so I'm saying yes. So we don't know if Quinlan's going to be in it. We also don't know if that's part of Tales of, another Tales of season, a 3-part arc, or a bigger series. And will the series focus on Asajj, perhaps Quinlan? What era will be set in? What will they be doing? We don't know answers to any of that.
I think there's 2 things that have always been there for them to tap into. Probably going on at least as far back to the prequels, like, for sure. Like, for the animation side, and it's almost a necessity now that all the main characters from the past are either not alive or way too old to continue on, is just give us like a series that's focused right after the days of Return of the Jedi up to maybe like 5-10 years later. Like not far enough to like when we start getting into the sequel, but just what was Luke doing?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think it's low-hanging fruit, actually. Do the series from Return of the Jedi to Mando. There's a 5-year period in there, right? Something like that.
And then as far as live action goes, like this is like almost certainly like if you do it as a movie, you're making $1 billion. If you do it as a show, it's going to be pretty popular too. Show us just a series just revolving around Darth Vader following Empire Day, maybe like a few years later, and don't not only just to show like his travels and some of the crazy stuff he was doing, but just like show how tortured his mind is during this whole thing. Like there's so much you can explore there that's just would be captivating,
Yeah, I know your opinion is more popular than mine. So you're right. Look
at the popularity of the Vader comics.
Look, I think Vader's story's been told enough already. Come on, let's go
But
somewhere
there's
else.
a
I'm wrong.
but when you ignore how popular that is,
I
think
know.
of the reason you first got into Star Wars. It's the tragedy of that main guy. That's
I
what
know.
makes it such an amazing story.
Look, I told you, your opinion's right, mine's wrong. But I don't need a Vader series. But if we were to pick up Vader immediately following Order 66, live action, up till leading right into the original trilogy, people would love it. People,
Yeah.
especially certain people, would love it.
I mean, aren't they in the business of making money? Isn't that what they're supposed to be doing?
Theoretically, yeah. Theoretically.
I don't get it. We have a company called Lucasfilm that doesn't make films.
Well, they're working on it. And there's several projects in the works, several rumored. Supposedly, we're going to get an update very soon that's going to give us details about where all these projects are. But you're right. I mean, movies are where Star Wars lives, and it's where it gets people excited. It's where we share as a culture. We have the one-off during COVID with Mando. That became a big cultural zeitgeist thing. But now that we're post-COVID, we've got to get back to theaters with blockbuster movies, not just everyday movie, something to go see on the weekend, but a blockbuster movie. We need that for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the merch money they must be making has to make up. I would imagine that's got to be the only reason why they're allowed any leash at all. Because otherwise, did Disney lose money buying them?
No, they didn't lose money.
It's got to be the merch mostly, though, right? Would the movies combined, the sequels, would they break even? 4.6
no,
billion?
they're not even break even on just theatrical releases. Yeah, theatrical releases is still a loss. You have to add in parks because of some of the licensing they got for the parks, which you could argue they already had some of that licensing already, but that they own it themselves becomes more profitable. Then, merch, Disney Plus for sure as well. I mean, Mando.
But Disney Plus hasn't made money yet.
I know, but Disney Plus was coming along anyway, and during the pandemic, Mando put Disney Plus on the map. It elevated it beyond anything else. So Star Wars, if you were just to carve out the Star Wars bit, it brought Disney Plus to where it is, and it creates a continual revenue, even though they've been spending more than they're making. That'll eventually catch up. I mean, think about Netflix's model. Netflix, when did they turn a profit, or have they even?
Oh, they absolutely have that. Have you seen their stock?
No, not stock. Like the profit. I know just a few years ago, Netflix was still losing money on the annual, but there was a projection that they were going to go into the black within the next few years. So I can't remember if they've actually going into a net profit yet, but they've been a net loss through the largest part of their inception. So
I'll have to take your word for it, but it's just hard to believe when I see that stock price.
Well, Disney stock price isn't bad either, but
it's been down
for the Netflix
nowhere near Netflix.
Net profit for 2024 was 2.3 billion. Let's see. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, going back to 2013, and you start to get into negatives. And it just put, and even 2013, 14, 15, 16, it's single digits on the profit. So It took them a long time. It took them a long time to get to where they are. And so give Disney a moment to get there. But you're right. I mean, they still need to, but marketing certainly has been the source of it. What happened to Soul past to make him feel the way he does? And he's so protective. It was a really good question. I don't know that we're ever going to get that story.
Hey, he's in it for the kids. That's all you need to know.
Gray says, Andor was so boring to me. Yeah, Rebel Moon Part 1 and 3. Yeah, Rebel Moon, that didn't quite land like people had hoped either.
I saw him post that. That made me chuckle in the middle of you talking.
Don't bring that up as fighting, as an argument against Disney, because they'll be like, ha, we win. Rebel Moon didn't quite do it. Although I see that we may be getting more Dune, and Dune could be good. Mike Porter says General Grievous resurrected, becomes a Jedi. You know, if George Lucas was around, he could absolutely resurrect General Grievous. Because why? Because I want to figure it out.
Mike Porter, you just got me in the habit of doing this.
That's what he did with Maul, right? Maul's cut in half, plummets down a great big chute, and his body's like bouncing off the walls as it's going down. Bring him back. He ain't dead. he ain't not dead yet. Oh my goodness. There's Gray with a hot take. Star Wars movies are my least favorite Star Wars. Ooh, hot take.
Really?
Animation's strong though. The problem with animation is not as many people watch.
And I'm not gonna lie, I think Rebels and Thrawn are my favorite part of Star Wars. Like Thrawn, especially those 3 books I read were like I could not put them down. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Thrawn, the new Thrawn, like a lot of people when you say the Thrawn novels, they think back to Timothy Zahn's original Heir to the Empire trilogy, and then maybe the duology after that. Maybe most people don't even think of that. But if you have not read or listened to the new Thrawn trilogies, there's 2 of them. Take our word on it. Both of us.
What's the other one? The Alliances? That's what you're trying to get me to read, right?
Yeah.
I gotta check that out.
Do yourself a huge favor. And look, you can already see Nerd Mafia and we disagree on stuff. But this is true.
So good.
So good. So good.
Oh, I got to plug Chillmonger, too. I helped him out yesterday. He's putting a video together for like 26. That seems like it's going to be pretty cool. I did a little bit behind the scenes helping him out. But
I'm a big fan of Chillmongers. You guys already know that, right? Yeah. Rebel Moon, nope. Dune, amazing. Yeah, see, and there's K. I don't really care for KG that much. KS. Oh, I don't have your name up there. This is Nerd Mafia. You see him in the chat hazing me all the time. And look, he almost made it up there. Almost, right? So I've got the wall of fame. I've got the wall of fame for episode 8. You made it. Right there. There's your name. Right after.
I don't think you even said it once. This is the first time I've ever not missed an episode. Like I missed an episode every other season we did.
Look, this you can count on it. Like you could put it in the bank. Which week is Nerd Mafia going to not put his predictions in? And we could just have an office pool kind of thing where everybody picks a number.
The sad thing is those other seasons that I didn't finish, I was beating the snot out of you like every single time, and then I miss a week and it's over.
And then it's over. That's right. Yeah.
And this one I was trying to claw my way back to you since like the first week, and I almost made it. But
you almost made it. Just came that short. But there's our season leaderboard. You see Skywalker's Academy, Star Wars Politics, Matt Risman, and Baymax all get Star Wars Santa merch. But you missed it by that much.
I guess I'm going to have to buy mine, you know.
Well, look, sometimes it's your own fault. Like you just decide, I'm going to be contrarian.
can't remember what I did, but something happened.
Yeah, your audio is pretty bad, but it's been fun hanging out with you.
All right.
Nonetheless. So you've been helping Chillmonger out. You and I normally do a debrief after a season, and you say you're having trouble getting Sheev the Wise to get his act together. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it feel right to not do it with him.
No, he's got other stuff. Yeah, he's got therapy, he's got rehab and all that, just because of working on physical issues from the accident. But
Right.
are you still going to try to pull something together or no?
We'll see. I'll talk to him. I wouldn't bet on it though. It doesn't sound like he's really feeling up to it.
I got you.
But
I got you.
Well,
Thanks for hanging out with me again. It's always fun. And anything else? I asked you what you would like in live action. I asked you if you like additional seasons. Is there anything else you'd like to?
you know what I really want, like more than anything in the world, is I like the guy that voiced Thrawn, but find somebody that's younger and can more like depict his physical attributes too, and just do a Thrawn like trilogy based on those books. That would be the most amazing thing.
And then I'll let you go, because this is a great way to end our discussion. A Thrawn trilogy, movies, I presume you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A Thrawn trilogy. Would you be up for Rian Johnson directing it?
You know, it's all about the script. I mean, because look at what Marvel does, right? It doesn't matter who you have directed; it matters who's writing it and like what the story is, and they don't let them deviate too crazy.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. And I want that guy. His like, I can't even remember his name now. Cause it's been a while since I read it. His like sidekick throughout the trilogy. What's the kid's name? I don't know, but I want that guy in live action too.
Oh,
that's like
Rian Johnson. You mean Thrawn's sidekick? Vanto. Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Yes, exactly. That guy. I was hoping he was going to show up in Ahsoka, but like, where is he? Like, he's got to be around, you know?
So I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. In the critical part, and I'm not sure, but you have to have Timothy Zahn on set. You have to have Timothy Zahn as an executive producer. You have to have him with I'm not sure if he is 100% into doing screenplays, but he should be.
You've seen The Godfather, right?
He's got to be sitting in the writer's room. He's got to be the executive producer. He's got to be on set as they're filming it and give us a Thrawn trilogy. Yes, make it happen.
The writer of The Godfather wrote the movie. Just saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, my friend. Have a great day.
You too.
Catch you next time. Bye-bye. All right. So there you go. Yeah, I know he will not be involved. Well, they need to get him involved, right? KG, do you want fries with that? He does sound like he was coming through a drive-through speaker. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's so good. There you go. We've had a good time visiting today. It was good to have some of our friends on. Just another plug. If you enjoy this kind of format, come support the channel. You can support the channel just by $1 a month on Patreon, and it does tremendous amount of good. I have a Mike Porter dad joke that I did not use last week. Mike says, he told me, I didn't know you were going live today. That's okay. I had one in the bank because Mike gave me a dad joke last Friday, and I was not able to live stream. By the way, you guys know what to put in the chat. Put it in the chat, right? The chosen pun. And you guys can get the link to Mike Porter's Twitter account. And, there's a lot of Mike Porters out there. You got to find the right one. And you can get Mike Porter's dad jokes. He put a dad joke out today that is strong. They're really, really strong. It's not a Star Wars one, but it's a really good one. But I've got a Mike Porter dad joke. There you go. We got it. We got it. KG did it. KG knows. You put in chosen pun. Streamlabs will tell you it's Mike Porter. And there's the link to Mike Porter's Twitter. But we've got the dad joke. It's a Star Wars dad joke from last Friday. It says, just a second. I gotta do a thing. Hold on. Gotta do a thing. It's not cooperating. Oh, here we go. What did Mace Windu say when he found out Palpatine was a Sith Lord? What did Mace Windu say? Now we know what he said in the movie, but off screen, what did Mace Windu say? He says, "You gotta be joking. Are you Sidious right now?" Mike Porter, well done, my friend. Thank you for that. You guys, tomorrow, Lord willing, and we get all of our ducks in a row, we should have a news of the week, a Star Wars weekly news roundup, and we'll see if we can get my friend Jason Ward to join. Maybe I can get Star Wars Meg to join us tomorrow. Meg has been a little bit salty during this entire season of Acolyte, but you know what? I love her to death. And so hopefully we can get maybe Star Wars Meg on, and perhaps Bespin Bulletin. We'll see who we can gather together, round up, and talk Star Wars again tomorrow. Until then, my friends, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Have a fantastic day. And until then, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, and may the Force be with you always. Bye-bye.